Ohio shooting. What happened? Did it need to happen? And what are the facts? Stay tuned, guys. What's up, guys? So I've got a bunch of questions that I know you guys want answered in reference to the Ohio shooting. We're gonna get right into it. First question I got was, why did the officer not tase her? Second question I got was, why did the officer skip the use of force continuum straight to lethal force? Let me explain that before we get into anything else. Use of force continuum is a use of force. It's like a use of force levels, right? So the levels of use of force that officers generally have to follow based on the situations presented to them. The question was, why did he skip everything and go straight to lethal force? We're going to get right into that. And the next, last question I got over the past few days, which was hundreds of them, same question. I see them, guys, I do. It's just hard for me to get to everybody. Was, why didn't the officer give verbal commands? So I don't know why they asked that question, because on the video he did, but nonetheless, we're going to get right into it, guys. Listen. So why didn't the officer use a taser? Okay, first let's talk about the incident. Let's get right into the incident. Ohio police get a call for a female who's trying to stab other females. Officers get on scene. There's a female. It's calm. It actually looks pretty calm. The first few seconds looks calm. Then there's a female that comes out of nowhere, charges another female with a knife in her hand. That female falls. Some random grown man kicks her in the head. Like, nobody's talking about that. Nonetheless, that female falls. She doesn't get a chance to go at her. Now, let me explain this. During the course of that video, that female falls, and if you continue to look at the video, the female with the knife leaves the frame of the video. The officer's video still is looking at the female on the ground. So the female with the knife is not in the video. She's not in the frame for a second. So it's kind of confusing to where she went. And then I think the officer says, well, she charged me with a knife. People were saying, no, she didn't charge me with a knife. But if you look at the video close enough, you can see that the female with the knife leaves the frame of footage and it is not charging right now at that moment towards the female in the pink. So it kind of makes me believe that she did charge him with the knife. But nonetheless, she charges the female on the ground with the knife. Female falls. She then goes after the female in the pink, right? She gets the female in the pink. The female in the pink is pushed up against the vehicle. The female with the knife blades her arm back in this motion, which is a motion to strike. It's called blading your stance. She blades her arm back, has the knife. The officer then fires, I believe, 4 shots, ultimately taking the female's life. So, in reference to the questions, we're going to get right to the first one. Why didn't he use his taser? For one, we don't know what distance he was from the female. Tasers have a limited distance, okay? They are ineffective at certain distances. They won't reach. So we don't know how far he was from that female. And if he was close enough, if any of you guys know the effects of a taser, it's an incapacitation tool. It completely incapacitates your muscles. Sometimes. That's a caveat, right? So if he fired the taser and it didn't incapacitate or it missed, that female's life, the one in the pink, would have been in serious jeopardy of imminent, it's happening right now, bodily harm and or death. So that's out of the way. And another thing is people don't realize about tasers is that when a person has a sharp object in their hand and you tase them, if it does cause incapacitation, they freeze up and their hands tend to clench up. So if she has a sharp object in her hand and the taser is effective and she clenches her body and falls on that knife, well, we're going to have a whole set of problems on our hand, okay? Remember, guys, taser is less lethal, right? So it's generally for a situation that is not a lethal threat situation. There's no imminent danger or bodily harm present, right? So that's what a taser is generally used for. The next question I got was, why didn't the officer go hands-on? Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't even know why I got this question. Somebody said talking about smacking the knife out of her hand or doing some verbal judo. Like, listen, if you bring a knife, if you bring your fist to a knife fight, you are either Superman or super stupid, because a knife is very, very deadly in close proximity. Listen, a knife will go straight through a ballistic vest. Like people don't understand that a knife will go through a ballistic vest. So going hands-on was immediately out of the question. Not only that, at which point and or time did he have to go hands-on? It went from girl on the ground to straight blading stance, knife in hand, getting ready to strike the other female. At what time? At what point was he going to go hands-on? By the time he would have ran over there and tried to grab that knife, that female would have already been stabbed. So that was also out of the question. And to make the time and distance point, let me revert back to the taser. When you have a taser and you pull it out, you have to flip it on, right? There was no time for that. According to the video, looking at the video, it doesn't look like he had much time to even do all of that. So it was a time distance thing when it comes to hands-on, when it comes to the taser, and there's the ineffectiveness or the possibility of it being ineffective when it comes to the taser. The last thing was, why didn't he give verbal commands? Dumb question, not gonna lie, because if you watch the video, he gave verbal commands. He literally said stop. So that was out of the question. So I think this situation, it was plain and simple, honestly. We have the body camera footage. We have everything we need. We can talk about the taser all day, but when it comes to lethality, a taser is not a lethal weapon, okay? He was presented with a situation where he had to act in order to save someone's life, okay? There was no option. I don't feel like he had another option in this situation. And for the people or the news media who's making this about race or making it about black versus white, how? Tell me how. When he saved a black person's life. So tell me how this is about race, please. We're not going to get into what the media, because they really irritate me. But that is all I have for you guys today. So I did get one more question, and I'm not even going to elaborate on it, really. I'm really not, because it's so ignorant. What do I think about LeBron James's post on social media where he posted the officer's picture and said, "You're next"? This is what I think about it. So, anywho, I'm not going to get into a debate about police use of force or how police need to be defunded or disbanded when homeboy has a whole SWAT team following him around. So anyway, you guys stay safe. You guys know I love you. I appreciate it. I really do. So keep on going, guys. I used to say we're gonna make it. At this point, I don't even know what's going on. So love you guys. Stay safe.